This guy walks into the store. He goes, look, the cranberry eggs are out. You know the cranberry cream eggs?
Cadbury.
Oh, what did I say?
Cranberry.
Oh, boy, that sounds disgusting.
A little bit.
I'm like, no, I don't want a cranberry.
Please don't make that flavor Cadbury.
Really, Dad? No, don't. It's not a suggestion. Don't even try it. Don't go there. That's a weird Thanksgiving Easter combo.
Ew.
The cranberry cream eggs.
Ew, you have to slice it on the ridges.
Oh, that's horrible. It'll look like a can.
Ew.
Right? Okay. So the Cadbury cream eggs are out in the stores now. Cranberry. Dempsey. Okay. And this guy goes and picks them up. He's like, hey, look at this. I'm going to have some. So he starts eating them. He's back at his little loft because he's in the UK. And he's eating these things, and he noticed, oh, look at this one. This one looks unique because it's dark chocolate on one side and light chocolate on the other side. It's kind of split down the middle.
Oh, cool.
He eats it, throws all the wrappers away, and then he's rarely on Instagram. And he's going through Instagram, and he goes, wait, what? There's a contest? Cadbury. Here I go again. Got that stuck in my head.
It's a thing. He's wanting it.
I want a cranberry cream egg.
Ew.
So Cadbury is doing this contest, and it's an egg hunt, and they have 146 different packages spread out throughout the grocery stores in the UK, and they're giving away money.
Ooh.
And the one he had was 13 grand that he could have won.
And he ate it.
He ate it. He's like, wait a minute, what? This was 2 hours ago. I just ate that egg.
Of course it was 2 hours ago.
And so he shares about it, and somebody said, dude, don't worry. Just get the package that it was wrapped in and then show them, and you should get your 13 grand.
I hope he hadn't taken the trash out. But even if so,
you know,
go to the bin, go to the dumpster, go wherever you need to find it.
After you eat it, you can't, the proof's gone.
Pretty much.
So.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
See if I say this right. Shar.
Yeah, no.
Jake. That's our producer. Dude, help me. How you say the name of this Pokemon card?
Charizard.
That thing.
Charizard, and it's Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, my son always corrects me. Eli's 13. He's like, Dad, it's not a Pokemon. It's a Pokemon. Jake?
Charizard.
That card.
Okay.
It's a card, okay?
Yeah?
That Charizard. Card.
Oh, my God.
How you say it?
Charizard. Charizard.
It's like these TikToks with little kids where you tell them how to say Pinocchio and they say it right and then they go, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Card just sold for $336,000.
Oh, my.
It's the first English Pokemon card. Pokemon Charizard card. And it went for $336,000. It's a lot of dough for a trading card.
There used to be cards all over, and I'm sure Eli had them too, all over my boys' bedroom
this
floor.
is like 99.
Oh,
before the
1999.
resurgence of Pokemon because of the app.
Oh, okay.
Where everybody was running into each other trying to find little Pokemons with their app.
Yeah, but don't some of those cards go for a lot of money? I mean, like the ones that even like Eli would have or my boys would have.
Nothing I have in my house goes for that kind of stuff.
They check them a lot. Oh, this one's worth $40.
Well, there was another one that was out in 98. It was like, I can say this, Illustrator. So it was out in 98. It went for over $900,000.
What?
I know, but I don't think that one was English. This other one was the first English card. I don't know. Anyway, it was up for an auction, and that was the highest one ever that went.
I understand the people selling. I don't understand the people buying. I got an extra $900,000. Let me put it on Pokemon.
Yeah, they
card.
kind of like the card, don't they? Yeah.
What are they gonna do with it? I just don't get it. And it's because I don't have that kind of money, I guess, that I could throw away.
Okay,
on.
Liz is into baseball. What about baseball cards?
Even like a Mickey Mantle or Babe Ruth, I just can't. I can't.
So you're not in the trading card thing?
I used to have like Chipper Jones rookie card, that kind of thing.
Yeah, how much you sell
totally
it for?
Into it. We lost it.
Wait.
We did. We lost
You
it.
lost
and I don't know if
that?
it was actually the rookie card. It was one of the early cards, though.
But you lost it.
yeah.
You have no idea what you had there.
No.
It's like losing $1 million. Liz.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
So we hear from Lucy, and Lucy's like, listen, my marriage is a wreck, and we're separated, and I've got the kids, and they're acting out because Dad's not home anymore, and I have to do 2 jobs, and it's just horrific. It's been horrible. And she says, when I tune into his radio, I find a little bit of peace, and there's a little moment of joy, and sometimes I laugh, and sometimes I cry, but I'm reminded that God's with me no matter what. She just wanted to say thanks. And so as we think this morning on His Radio, I'm Rob along with Liz. Thanks for being with us. We're His morning crew. As I think about Lucy and her story, I'm thinking about you. And since this is a station that's supported by people in this community like you with $30 a month or more, you've made that possible. I mean, together you're sharing Jesus with people just like Lucy every single day.
Absolutely. We're told to go out and share that message of hope and love. And so if you would like to come alongside and be in that with us, that'll be incredible. Our fundraiser, our spring fundraiser, we call it Friendraiser. It's going to start up in a couple of weeks, April 5th, and you can be part of it just by giving your gift online. And you can do that. You don't have to wait until April 5th. You can go ahead and do it right now.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to candy coat anything. You just drove by the gas station. You saw the price, right? It's tough. It's really tough. And this is a big fundraiser that's coming up. And I think about the impact and difference that you can make with your gift of support. So if you give now, that'd be a big jump start to fundraiser, and we'd be very grateful. But for the most part, it's the lives that you touch and the influence that you have with your gift of support. So thank you for doing that even right now, before the rest of the day gets away from you. HisRadio.com. You can even do that on the My His Radio app.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I know there's a time in life that you probably go, I didn't really mean that. Maybe you changed your mind about something. It could have been important. It could have been, a secondary thing. But for Tom Brady, I wonder what was going through his mind. Yes, the quarterback, Tom Brady, Super Bowl guy, Tom Brady. And I wonder what was going through his mind when he picked up the phone and said, hey, listen, I was thinking the other day. I was thinking that if you don't have a quarterback yet, can I come back? I really don't want to retire. I got another season in me. I mean, I'm only 84.
Kinda.
I guess that's what that is in football years.
Yeah. Do most people who leave their jobs, can they call back and say, hey, I was rethinking it. I didn't mean to quit.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow.
It changed my mind. Yeah. So I guess next year you'll see Tom Brady with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing once again.
We can all change our minds. That's our right. We can change our minds about things.
What do you do? How would you change your mind on?
It was bad.
What?
I always wanted to be a blonde. Always. I have very dark brown hair.
No, don't do it.
And I've always... No, I did it. Not
you
like
went
recently.
Blonde?
I tried. And I decided to do it myself.
Oh.
Because I didn't have a lot of money at the time.
What'd it turn out? What'd it look like?
So somebody I worked with, one of my coworkers, said I looked like the sun because my hair, so I had this, it was a bad style. My hair's very thick. It looked like a mushroom one time. And then when I colored it, it was nowhere near blonde. It was orange.
Really?
It was bad. So I changed my mind. I wanted to be a brunette for the rest of my life.
So you went back how quick?
Oh, as soon as I could get to a salon that had to fix it.
Oh, you had it professionally done after that.
Well, yeah, because it was already just fried. I mean, my hair felt like straw because when you try to color it and then you color it again, trying to fix it, it was bad.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you found your place like Michaela has. She's in an awkward space right now.
Oh, no.
It's Rob and Liz, His morning crew on His Radio. Happens to do with... well, I'll just let... Michaela, what happened? Just say it.
A nice romantic text to my husband, but...
So you sent a wrong text, it sounds like. What did you say?
A nice romantic text to my husband, but it went to my mother.
Uh-oh, all your lovey-dovey, kissy-kissy to your husband text went to Mom. How did she react?
She just laughed about it. She was like, oh, I never knew you felt that way about me. Thank you very much.
I love that your mom has a great sense of humor.
It was good. We all had a good laugh about it. It was fun.
That's good, because if you send a text like that to mom-in-law.
Oh, right.
Yeah?
Yeah. Or just, have you ever sent a bad text like that? I don't mean a bad text, but to the wrong person.
All the time. Let me tell you, I'll reply to somebody else by mistake on somebody who's done that because that was the last text that was up. So if it comes through on the watch and I go, let me answer that. And so I'll answer it and it goes to the wrong person. And they're like,
What are you talking about?
Who? What? Dempsey? What?
Or reply all. Oopsie.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I am so glad to see that most people are doing whatever they can, whether it's prayer or sending money and supplies, doing whatever you can to help those in Ukraine as they're going through what they're going through right now. His morning crew with Rob and Liz.
So
His radio.
heartbreaking to watch all of that, right?
Yes.
I mean, you turn on the news and you see what's happening to the Ukrainian people, and it's just something, you know? And then you hear McDonald's is going to continue paying every employee in Ukraine who are not at work right now, who've had to flee the country.
I love it that they see the real need. They closed like tons of stores.
They had to. 108 altogether,
Wow.
I read. 108 McDonald's in Ukraine had to close down, and every single one of those employees, the CEO says, are still going to get paid through the duration of all this stuff until we're back up and going.
Well, they're having to leave their homes or having to stay somewhere else and probably contribute to household items and that kind of thing wherever they are.
On top of that, they donate another $5 million to help out the Employee Assistance Fund and to continue with the International Red Cross in the region. Another $5 million on top of that.
I do. I like that.
Amazing.
They're doing that. I hope a lot of companies that are in Ukraine are doing that same thing somehow, reaching out and helping.
If they
those
can.
employees.
Not everybody can.
Not everybody has the deep pockets of a McDonald's. But
Yeah. But those who do, I think, are going to do something. You know?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Rajeen is a little girl who was diagnosed with diabetes type 1 when she was 11 years old. Now, that was 8 years ago. She also, not only does she live with diabetes, but she loves to read, and she realized there were none of the characters in her book that had diabetes. And so there wasn't any other young woman or young man that she could kind of identify with in the books that she loved to read. That she can make a connection with. And so instead of writing to a publisher and saying, why don't you have these kinds of books? She said, I'm going to write a book myself. And she did.
Good for her.
She wrote a book. Now, obviously, it took a couple of years for her to get it. You know, she had the idea working. The imagination was going. But she did. It's going to be available to buy next year. She's now a freshman in college, and she said, I'm so proud that this is going to be out on shelves and that, you know, other young people are going to be able to have a character. And I don't know what the storyline is of this book, but that this person is also going to be dealing with diabetes, so they can make that connection.
I so admire her for doing what she just did. I know it took forever, but, you know, I've had people reach out and say, you know, your story, Rob, you should write a book. I don't know how to do that. Number one, I'm not totally educated. I mean, it's a God thing that I'm even doing what I'm doing here, to be honest with you, because I was a kicked out teenager. But I don't know how to write a book, and she went out and she just did it.
She figured it out.
She did it. And it's what she's going through, and she's going to help so many people.
She is, because kids need to know, we all need to know, that we're not alone in what we're going through, and God is there. But they also want to know that there's other people that have these same struggles, and maybe somebody they can reach out to and talk to about it. And have a main character in a book, this girl's already working on a sequel.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I don't think anybody's ever done this before. It's so unique to have a tea party here. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Yeah, it really is. And you probably need to take some oxygen along with your sweetener for your tea, because it is 21,312 feet above sea level. That's Mount Everest. and this group had a tea party there.
And I beg to question why.
Well, they wanted to break a record, of course. That was the end goal. But they also wanted to climb Mount Everest. That is no small feat. I've seen a couple of movies about
She's
climbing
seen the movies.
and read books about it, and just how hard it is on your body to climb Mount Everest, to climb to that elevation. And so that they also wanted to stop and have a tea party. I mean, okay. But they did. They broke the record. They had fun. They took Girl Scout cookies too. Yeah. They wanted to.
Who are these people?
So it's this guy named Andrew, and he takes expeditions to Mount Everest, I guess, quite a bit, and he takes people along with him, and so he was the lead. And
Was this children that went up there with him?
No, it was all adults. I don't even know if you can be a child and climb Mount Everest. I don't know if that's a
I
thing.
can be a child if I want to climb Mount Everest.
Do you know how expensive it is to climb Mount Everest?
Oh, yeah, which is why I don't do it.
Like $50,000, and I could be way low, but I think that's like the starting point. You get 700 feet for that. I don't know. But to get the whole
Crazy,
thing,
huh?
and then have a tea party at the top, to me, I would be like, can we just get to the bottom so I can take a deep breath?
You wouldn't even climb the thing.
I probably would not. I
see?
mean, I've hiked mountains. I mean, it's fun.
She hikes in the Smokies.
I went to
In the
Alaska.
foothills.
Hold on. Boop, boop, beep, beep.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Baseball is done, and they'll be playing again soon. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. One thing you'll see different, a couple of things, a part of their whole agreement thing, and I'm not really into baseball, but I do two things. Helmets are going to have ads on them, and the sleeves of the jerseys will have ads on them, and that's unusual for MLB.
Yeah, it's never happened before. NFL, they don't sponsor their jerseys and the helmets. Basketball does, so they started making a little money. What I'm hoping, and I don't know this because I haven't read the contract because I don't have time for that, but I'm hoping that if Major League Baseball can make some money off the jerseys and the hats, then maybe the ticket prices will come down. I doubt it. But
They
I'm
will
hoping,
not come down.
Look, I can always hope.
Hope all you want.
I know. I'm an optimist, so that's what I'm hoping. I'm just glad they're playing. You know, they started spring training, and then the games start on April 7th. Am I right? Did you hear this? That the Atlanta Braves signed a player yesterday, and possibly then Freddie Freeman is not going to be joining?
You're asking me. She's asking the guy that does not watch baseball. I'll go to local games. I'll go downtown.
Yeah.
I'll go to our stadiums that are here, and I'll watch it with family. But I am not going to sit down on TV and watch MLB.
Why? Is it boring to you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some of my family say the same thing. I love it. I don't watch every game because my husband, if he's listening right this very moment, is going, "You don't watch games." But it's because
Joey, dude, just call me. I want to hear it from you. Does she watch games or not? Joey's her husband.
I do. I don't sit there for the entire 9 innings because I have to go to bed a little earlier. But at the same time, I do love baseball.
She does.
Yeah.
She knows the ins and outs. She knows everything. This Freddie Freeman guy,
You don't know Freddie Freeman?
I don't know. I'm surprised I even remembered the name, to be honest with you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but I'm happy for you, whatever that means.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I think you're going to notice something the next time you need an Uber. It's a surcharge. Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. I mean, you drove by the gas station, you saw how high the prices have been, right? So to help the Uber drivers, since this is their cars and this is their gas that they're using, Uber's charging a surcharge temporarily. It's like 45 to 55 cents a trip for, the Uber cars. And then for Uber Eats, it's anywhere between 35 and 45 cents every time there's an order that they bring to your house. That's just to help out those who are the Ubers.
Yeah, and the Ubers, they say it's going to last maybe a couple of months. They're looking at 60 days, and then at the end of the 60 days, they're going to have another chat to say, do we need to continue? Hopefully not.
Well, they said temporary, which
Yeah.
I get. I totally understand because this is pretty rough.
Yeah.
What we're walking through right now.
Right, and they do have to offset it for Uber drivers. And, I don't know if Lyft is doing the same thing and all the other, DoorDash driver, if all of those prices are going up. But we know that Uber is definitely doing it.
And I've heard some people are doing a little extra with their tips to help out that because of the gas, because this is their own gas that they're using, right?
They are.
Yeah.
And so think about that if you do order, DoorDash. I got to think about that. Sometimes I'll have groceries delivered or whatever.
We do it ourselves. We've never done that. We've done it. We had to do it a few times when I went through the surgery last year.
Yeah.
We just had to. But we don't do that on a normal basis.
Sometimes in the middle of a recipe and I don't have what I need and I can't get to the store because it's all over my hands and I got to have somebody bring it to the house. So, yes.
What do you use, your nose to order it? Because you
Oh.
got the stuff all over your hands?
So there's this thing. It's called Siri.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
How is this going to translate to Broadway? How is this going to be as a musical? I don't know. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
I'm asking the same thing. It's Harold and the Purple Crayon. This book came out in like the mid 50s, but kids are still reading it and into Harold and the Purple Crayon. But it's going to be on Broadway. So I'm thinking, because if I'm not mistaken, the book is kind of geared toward that age, that younger, preschool kind of age. So a bunch of toddlers are going to go to Broadway. I don't see them sitting still for a 2-hour show. Like I'm trying to work it out in my head.
How do you make it interactive? I mean, they had VeggieTales on Broadway. Why not?
I guess,
You
but
know?
you kind of going in when you see a kids movie that the kids are going to make noise, and as long as you know that when you pay the $100 or $200 for a ticket
Wait a minute.
to see it on
That's
Broadway.
how much it's going to be?
Just about any ticket on Broadway
Really?
is if
Well, what
you-
about when it comes around here?
if they get, what do they call that? A
Off-Broadway.
traveling tour? Yeah. Well, there is off Broadway and then there's really off Broadway. But they do have a movie coming out. I think that's what I will
What?
do. Yeah. Harold and the Purple Crayon is evidently a big deal. Now, for the movie, they don't even have the story. They don't have the plot yet for what they're going to do for the movie, but they've already cast some of the characters.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Vin Diesel playing the kid? Because he's bald.
Or The Rock. Either way.
Yeah. Guess I'd see it then.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Timeout cards, trading cards, like this Pokemon card that went for over $336,000. There's another one that was an all-time high. It was like almost $1 million. It was $900,000.
Unreal.
And then we hear from Leanne. You said you acquired some kind of valuable card. How?
When I was about, I guess, 9 or 10 years old, there was a little boy up the street that, just liked me and wanted to be my boyfriend, even though my parents were like, you're too young to be boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever. But he gave me a Nolan Ryan baseball card. I don't know what it's worth today. I probably should look it up and see. But we keep it in our little safe with all of our documents.
Okay, I'm so curious. First, what was his first name?
The boy,
Yeah.
his name was Cliff.
Okay, Cliff. Cliff.
The way
I like
you
how you
said
said
that.
Cliff. Cliff.
My husband's name is Ben, but he doesn't mind that we have this card.
And you kept it, though. You still have it.
Good. I still have it. I don't know if I kept it in my little jewelry box or something like that. When I was younger, and then when I got married, I just kind of took all my stuff with me, and then was going through things. It's like, oh my gosh, I have Nolan Ryan's baseball card.
What did you tell Ben? How did he? I mean,
Oh, I just told him, I was like, this was this kid that was 10 years old that gave this to me back in the day, and he was like, cool.
I would think a 10-year-old giving you a present like that, he's okay with. If it happened in your 20s, he might have a different outlook.
yeah. So who's this Cliff? Hmm?